Do we all have experience in similar dating? Does geographical, social status, and dick size matter? It's wild, right? So today I am navigating my sex life in the city, made me to think that sex is just a sport. It's either you get fucked or you fuck. So today I'm joined by the two hosts who we come a very long way, and they are my personal buddies. They are my sisters. They are my queens. That they set an inspiration to me as a person. Beyond that, they set an inspiration to the work we do online and in the community. We have, of course, the African butter. She is the it girl. She is the red carpet host, and she is the big madam. Ian 263. What's up, baby? Yes. Yes, queen. That's how we do it. And now I have the Canadian darling. She is the eat makeup girl. She's been seen on campaigns, social media campaigns, bank campaigns, or commercial campaigns. She is a digital creator, George. What's up, babe?
What's up, girl?
Yeah. Let's do this.
There it is.
And of course, we have me, your girl Zoya Ahmed, and welcome to Girl Unfucked podcast. So this portion of podcast is powered and sponsored by On the Floor with Zo Ahmed.
How the vibe?
What's up, little baby?
I want to ask you guys a question. As
Yes, girl.
successful as you guys are, like after all this, the big introductions, big makeup artist, amazing host, what? How are you guys navigating love? How are you guys finding men? Men are intimidated by successful women.
They on and on. That is so true. Be successful, a guy is going to be all up in his feelings. Like, it's so weird.
Right.
Yeah. Like, okay, let me tell you this, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I think these men were created to, like, break our heart. That? I don't know if you saw my story yesterday where they say, like, I believe every human being had, where are you? Every human being had a finite number of habits, but I do not intend to waste any of mine. Cause girl,
Ooh,
I've been there. I've
salty.
been there. No more wasting any of my habit.
Right. I
Yeah.
think for me, it's oh my god, I think I had really hard time really finding what is meaningful relationship and understanding if am
Yeah.
I being meaningful to people. I've met people that they think that I'm too much for them, or I don't know, girls. I don't know. I just need a formula. Maybe in this podcast, this is one of the things that we're going to learn. You and share with us. For me, it's just fucked up game. It's like literally I'm fucked every day. I'm like, oh,
Guys,
it's a mess.
madam.
Yes, madam.
The trick in dating as a successful woman, a successful queen, is to never lower your standard. Never lower your standard.
Yeah.
For 10 years, when the right one comes over. Because,
Right.
trust me, you lower your standard one time, and the guys will come back and pretend like they're doing you a favor by being with you. And
Right.
that's the worst thing to ever happen. Like, you pick someone from the streets, you make them a better person, and they think they're doing you a favor. Girl,
It's like giving an ugly chance at an ugly guy a chance, and now they're acting like you're the ugly one.
Yeah, that's on period.
that is number one. Don't lower your standards. Never, 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 never lower your standards, no matter what.
Right.
You are used to shopping at Gucci. Don't you ever go to a small shop because you think you want people to think you are big. Never that. If boys think
Yeah.
you're intimidating, which means they're boys, you need to find men. Go where the men are, you know? I think our biggest challenge also is we want to date boys. Let's not date boys. Boys are useless. Men are where the tea is.
The thing is, right?
Right.
And time, the time is even all the same. Most girls are all about like look, someone not having like a clean body, shredded, these cute boys. But by the end of the day, these guys, they know like they're cute, they know they're attractive, but they're going to expect you to chase after them.
Right.
Two, you have your own principles and values. For me, I don't want to chase a man. You have to chase me. So if it's gonna be like that, obviously we're gonna clash.
But the thing
You don't
is,
chase that.
yes. So there's the thing that I've used over the years is to rest in my femininity. You know, my friend the other day I was having a conversation with Gabriel, and I was telling him that, you know, for some reason I don't attract boys. I attract men. And most of the men that I attract is men that I'm like, oh my God, am I dating this person for real or am I dreaming? So I think if you lay a foundation around your expectation on who you want to be, on who you want to attract, then the meaningful person will come to you. That's my thinking. But at the same time, you know, if you are in that phase where you are not dating, there's loneliness. You want to be filled. You want entertainment. That's where you have, you know, like boys, because there's always a boy on your DM, right? That needs entertainment. That needs your attention. So I think some days when we are so lonely, that's where we make mistakes of dating people of low standard, I should say.
I think my greatest gift is being able to communicate myself to people.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a boy and you come into my life I would tell you from the go, listen, I'm just here for the dick, nothing else.
That's summarizing.
Actually, I love it. I love it when there is transparent communication from the get-go.
I don't want
you from the
you
date.
telling me that you love
Let
me.
that be.
Love me way. Who are you? Why love what? Please. You know, that's one thing that we lack. We need to be very transparent. Communicate. I'm not here for love. I'm here for sex. If you're here for love, please let's stop. Go. I don't want this. The other day I had sex with this boy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I cheated on my boyfriend with this boy.
Right.
And guys, this boy has been my DM for over 3 years now, right?
Right.
Yes,
Good.
promise me heaven on earth.
Of course.
Hope that he said to me, if you know the day I'm gonna get you in bed, you're not gonna be able to walk. I'm gonna teach you a good lesson. You're gonna beg me to stay.
Ah.
If I tell you that we had sex and when he was done, I stood up and I asked him, "It's what you thought you're promising me." I mean, do you know who the fuck I am?
For 3 years been waiting, like
You
nonsense.
understand? Don't come with all this. I'll do this, I'll do that, and you don't fulfill what you because already I had already prepared myself for everything. And
You
then
don't have that.
I really just acting like a stupid boy. I was so bored.
No, you guys, I think it's so funny how men,
They.
right? You know, men, they have the thing when you having sex conversation, and they in their mind they think they're good, right? And when they don't reach a standard, you be like, oh my God, this is what I was settling for.
Do you understand?
I have a big question. So recently I posted on my story, does the dick size matter?
Yes.
I just tell me more, babe.
I don't
Yes,
think
it
so.
does. I, for one, I don't like huge dick, right?
Right.
I don't. And one time I went to hook up with this Caribbean boy. Like when I in Canada, I was like, I need some fresh man, right?
Right.
A young Caribbean boy. And we get to do the business and he's like this. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't accommodate you. And the guy, like, he got mad at me because, you know, I think he was getting ready to do the nasty, but I didn't do it. And I'm like, you're so big, I can handle you. And I think, yeah, size does matter.
I thought you were a science
You know
queen.
what? Let me tell you. I think a few years ago, I used to think I can't handle something big until I hooked up with this one thing about me also, I don't sleep with gay men. I don't date gay men. I don't want to attract gay men. I don't want to be
Mm.
attracted to them. If they're
Yes.
Yeah.
gay men, please stay away from my DM. I'm not interested in you.
Right. Yes. Oh.
I'm busy minding my own business. One day, this guy decides to hit me up.
Mhm.
Let's chill, wada. I'm like, you know what? Let me go. I'm bored. Let's go. I get there. He's giving me feminine trait, but I'm also just like, you know what? Am I gonna die? Maybe this is destiny. Let's just.
I do it.
The guy had the biggest dick I've ever seen in my life, right?
Mhm.
And he me, for you to enjoy it, you need to be comfortable. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't be comfortable when it's so big. He's like, no. I'll teach you. He was so gentle. He was so patient.
Mhm.
I tell you, until today, that was the best sex experience of my life. From there, if you
Oh.
are small, I can't. I need bigger
Yeah.
and better.
Dude.
I love that.
Right.
That
What's with
let's
you?
sit on it.
Some
Let's
guys are not patient. They just like they're like holy dogs. They just want like more.
Right.
especially
Those
when you've
muscles
got the biggest
need
size.
to be lied to, you know? Because
Exactly.
this is something foreign.
Right.
Just to suck your nipples while he's trying to clean, caress you nicely, talk
Mm.
very.
Like, well, for me, I think, oh my God, I think I'm a big more of a romance and affection. I've
Yeah.
had guys with big dicks and still enjoy the sex, and I've had guys with smaller dicks and still enjoy the sex.
Go get a size queen, it's fine.
I am, I am a size queen because I mean, like you see me, I'm a big girl. You know, I need something to fill me up for 3 months to come. Like what? Then the teachers they need everything. So you know, I can't handle small things. So people get you up with startup. But
Exactly.
anyway, but beyond that, I've dated guys with we had amazing sex with small penis. But
Yeah.
what I've seen is, you know, penis for me in my personal experience is not everything when you are looking for a relationship.
Of course.
Size to me is important, especially when I'm doing hookup, right? Because I know that I'm not getting attached to this person. It's either it's big, I go, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
either you get fucked or you fuck, right? So, ladies,
Yeah.
there was the I don't know, it's misconception about the relationship between you and me, right? At some point when back in 2020, there were some people that they were thinking that me and Ianda were dating. And
Yeah.
2021, yes, there were people that they saw me with George, they thought that me and George were dating. So, ladies, my next question is, do you date femininity or women?
Mhm. Yeah, because I, for one, I'm very open minded. But the femininity I would date, not specific women.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's one zone I don't go to. And there is a type of man that I want, like they're feminine and they're cute. Like we
Mm-hmm.
just of like really getting attracted.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, femininity like it's not an issue for me. I can
Okay.
be, and I can still be attracted to you, but there are some people who are not, and they're like, oh, that's why I draw the line. Once I see this, no, we're sisters. We're not doing anything.
Huh? But but everybody does that.
Not everybody. Not
And I have
everybody.
this friend.
Mm-hmm.
I have this friend who he says is pansexual.
Mm-hmm.
And he's feminine, but not too feminine. He likes
Mm-hmm.
makeup sometimes, but like not all the time.
Type.
Not all the. Do you get what I mean? And
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
for the past 2, 3, 4, 5 months, you know, we've been flirting,
Mm-hmm.
and I know it's not gonna go anywhere. But like
Mm-hmm.
the other day, I really was considering it. I was like, girl, I mean, I can give it to you anytime. And
Why not?
I
When you
him,
grow up,
you know, you were to meet me today and you say to me, let's do the date, today was the
Yeah.
day where you're going to get it. But for
Right.
other days, no. I'm not attracted to femininity like that. But that day, I think I saw something and I'm like, oh my God, this is actually a beautiful man, you know?
Mm. Mm.
But my thing is, I'm really not attracted to femininity like that. I feel once you become feminine, I just box you as a sister, you just become family. I just feminine.
Man.
Wow, we are anti-feminine.
Ah.
Girl,
Mm.
you know what? I believe I don't want to be with a man who is too, what's the word? I don't like men that are too beautiful and too, well, I'm attracted to them. I attract them also. But I
Mm.
mean, I don't want to end up with them, you know? I
Also,
want
you like them,
yeah,
but not long term.
exactly. I want a man. I want a man who works in the mines. I want a man who works in
I
construction.
think for her,
So
it's just
something
craving.
that
Maybe like if it takes her by surprise, wishing trained.
She's craving, right? She's craving femininity someday.
I know all the
No,
time.
maybe she is a femme curious, right? I don't know. I don't know what
I
the word.
so I think so. I really think so.
Oh my God. For me, I haven't I haven't dated someone who's feminine. I don't know if maybe like what happened is I've dated men who were feminine, but when they come to me, they act masculine. Does it make sense?
It
Because
does.
yeah, so in my history now, looking at them, seeing how they feminine they are, when by the time when I was dating them, they were not feminine, they were masculine, they were giving masculine energy. But
Yeah.
over the times, now they're feminine. So I'm like,
Can
okay.
can I ask you a follow-up
But
question?
all the time,
That
people like grow and change because there was a time I also used to identify myself as a trans woman. But you grow and you know more about yourself and your body, and like
Mhm,
who's your life.
mhm.
So maybe some of them it was also just an era for them.
Absolutely. But then, the era contributes to who we are now, right? So the
Mhm.
question is, for example, for me, given that opportunity that there's people that I've dated are feminine now, the question is, do I attract femininity or am I attracted to feminine? I don't know.
hold on, before you ask your question, I want to ask you a question. Do you
Yes,
think
babe.
that the reason why they came to you as masculine or like manly men was because you gave that energy? You were giving the energy that I only attract and I'm attracted to this. Do you
No,
think it was more to do with you, or it was more to do with them trying to hide themselves or trying to pretend?
I think because where I was coming, like back home, men, some people they felt comfortable to, they were not open, I should say, maybe. And so dating me would be as close to dating a woman at the time. So I don't know, because I dated this guy, right? And this guy, we would go to his family house and she would say, wear a long dress, and I would pass as a woman. And for him, maybe he wanted that to say, oh, now she's got a girlfriend, da 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 da, But at the
Yeah.
same time, she was feminine as fuck. She was feminine as fuck. The moment we get inside the apartment, she's a woman. I'm like, so I started noticing this over time. Sometimes when you're in love, you just be blinded. You're like, oh,
Yeah, you're blind
you know, like,
and you don't think that one. I should
well,
go up and look something out.
yeah, you're like, oh my God, I'm dating my aunt. Like, I'm dating
What?
I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, I appreciate, I do adore women. For example, my Instagram is feminine. It's women. I follow women and I do find them beautiful and very sexy, but not
Yeah.
sexually. And for me, I am nothing, I'm close because so many lesbian women, they've approached me to say, oh, we are interested in you. Da, da, da. I'm like, okay, I see you, queen. But I don't know. George, what's up?
For the lesbian part of it, I would actually make out with the start.
Ah,
Have you seen them? Girl, have you seen them?
talk to me.
Girl, these men be out looking all cute. I don't know. The trans man. Do you
Right.
the trans man called Late? He's a model. Do you know him?
No.
He was in Strat. Oh my god. He's South American. He has very nice girl. When you see this guy, you just wanna be like, oh daddy, I'm open. Everything you need.
Naked. Stop.
Like
Hey.
the man is that cute.
Right.
Yeah.
That's so, it's funny.
I am, guys, I'm not attracted to trans men. I'm not attracted to femininity. I love it so much from a distance. I mean,
Mhm.
it's a hey queen kind of vibe.
Mhm.
Or with a trans man, it's a hey brother kind of. I don't know. I would never want to open my legs for a trans man.
Guys,
Right.
And I
yeah.
regret
Ah,
I regret all the relationships I've had with gay men. They
yes.
bore me so much.
Oh. Well, they say experiences contribute to who we are, right? So,
True,
guys, if
very
you're
true.
listening to us, we are catching up with my Kuda's biggest madam in Africa. She is the African Bata. Of course, she goes by the name E_263. You can follow her on Instagram, on Twitter. She's the it social media darling. And she is the Ugandan Canadian darling. She is the makeup artist. She is the TD Banks superstar. Hello, we need some dollars. We need some Canadian dollars. Yes,
The way we are fired and I'm putting on a plain dress right now, it doesn't make me feel like wow, like girl, where is your
Girl, don't you know that losers don't have of home?
What? Wow. While we're talking about building, we've touched base on the size, right? So now let's talking about building the bed. How long should the sex last, ladies?
honey? 1 hour is way too long for me. I get feeling what you're doing. I'm like, what are you doing? My body is very strong. Like, daily catch, please handle me with care.
Right.
I'm gonna fight you the whole night.
One light. Girl.
Yeah. If you need someone to fight, there's sex toys out there, not me. I'm delicate. Handle me with care.
Oh my God.
20, 30 minutes.
I feel like the guys that satisfy you would never satisfy me. I'm sorry.
Mommy,
Tell us more, madam.
Girl, uh, one time, so
Mhm.
I live in a very good neighborhood, right?
Mhm.
One time I
good
took a walk.
neighborhood where you could dream on top of your line.
Right.
So I live in a very good neighborhood. So I walked one time to the like there's a club close to my house, like maybe 5 minutes away. I get to the club, I had a few drinks, savannah, 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 savannah. I was drunk. And I started flirting with this guy. We decided to hook up. I brought him home. We got home, guys. I woke up in the morning. My ex was on fire. There were over 9 condoms floor.
Oh. Wow.
It was that moment that I realized that I really enjoyed it. You know,
Mhm.
I really had so much fun. So so every time we talk about it with my friends, we always say, "Did you say 9 rounds?" His name is 9 rounds now because
Ah,
what he did. And let me tell you, after that guy, I'm still trying to meet the one person who's gonna
reach the standard.
exactly. I need someone to maintain that standard.
Oh my God. Oh my
Well,
God.
friend, you might have one guy in bed for one time and you just have fun, you love it so much. It will take you an eternity to find someone who can do it like them.
Oh,
One
I
time
Wow.
would never date him. That's the thing. I would never date him.
He was
Oh,
good for 9 rounds.
no.
no, no. guy takes you for 9 rounds, imagine if you're in a relationship, he's gonna kill you.
Never that. Ooh, I would never.
He's gonna kill
But
you.
also, this is the thing. There's guys that you meet, and
Mhm.
30 minutes is more that you are satisfied to be
Right.
what to do. For me, it's not even
That's
about
what
the
it's talking
penetration.
about.
For me, it's not even about the penetration. Like what we do before we even penetrate is what matters the most. If you don't satisfy my nipples, if you don't satisfy my
Your mouth.
like oh my
Like,
I am not enjoy the sex, trust. But if you
that's nice,
and
like if you first make a good like make her like
Mhm.
conversation. But there are people who just want to jump right into whole thing and you're like, dude, what do you think?
say, are you paying me? How much am I being paid?
Right. I think
If
for
you
You
me,
can't
maybe now I'm so emotional when it comes to sex. I think I like that connection, but I'm a girl who's open minded to all night. Of riding the bicycle and riding the jeep and everything. I can handle that. Because one thing I like to dress up, right? I like to wear heels. I want to be this, I want to be worshipped. So yeah,
yeah.
when you're eating it, you have to eat it. You didn't come here to play because some days, I always tell people that I am so good at sex and I know that, right? And I've mastered the skill of sex. So all these men are playing with me all. Why is I'm just winning? Ah,
Girl, you need to come back to me. You African original thing.
African mama.
pop and what
I'm heading
Wow.
out for you. Don't worry. I'm keeping them company.
Oh, African men. African men. Madam, what do you have us on African men?
African
Guys,
men are better like
guys, this is the thing. African men can give you the best sex experience, but they can never give you love. I told you
No.
guys, I'm a love of love, right?
Right.
I love love so much. Like I believe that I would rather be in love with someone than like I would love someone who gives me the worst sex. I'm that person.
Exactly.
I
Yes, because
love
they,
love so much.
yeah.
But then one thing I've realized, African men don't know how to love. They don't understand love. They don't,
mm,
I've been with someone who thought love was just taking care of me. You buy me flowers, you think you love me. That's not love.
Mm-hmm.
Love is way, it's beyond that.
Beyond.
Love
Right.
is us sitting, being able to sit in the same room and not even talk to each other for even 5 hours. But the fact that you're next to me and I can feel your presence
Mm.
fulfills me. That for me
yeah.
is love. So I think for
Mm.
me, I love African men because the sex is amazing, but I
Mhm.
love European men because love is love with them. You
They
know,
know how to buy Dolce and Gabbana.
girl, you know, I
Mm.
love with you. You gift me, I'll love you forever.
Right.
That's how
Uh,
love. I'm
I
a,
think for
I
me,
think I'm a whore because I love money, and it's an important part of a relationship. If you're not giving me money,
okay.
I
For
shouldn't give you
me,
money. But money has to
this is
be
how I view a relationship. I
Mhm.
love, being there emotionally and physically, emotionally, you're there. The sex good, right?
Mhm.
And also financially stable. Like if the finances are good,
Right. You have something to look at.
yeah. And that coils me. Like it feels good. However much you want to be independent women, but if someone goes out of their way to do it for you, you feel no.
I think which puts us in the around the first conversation we had, the expectation, the standard. When we earlier on we're talking around how standards are so important in creating the expectations. Some people, for me, I love men who provide. I love men who's present. And for me, even if you have money, but if you're not present, I lose interest because there are other men who've got money and they are present. You get my point? That's
Yeah.
different. So the options are still there. So a man needs to be, for me, he has to to be present. You know, he has to be well financed. He has to know how to spoil you. He has to take you out to different sports, to new sports. He needs to bring adventure in
Yeah.
you. You know,
Exactly.
something to say, oh my God, I went this with my bae. We went and did this. Beyond, you know, like what I've seen. I've dated this guy when I was in Pretoria. Oh my God, now I'm showing the teeth. So the guy,
Feel, honey.
yeah, clean. She thought. So the guy is, he had amazing money, but we would spend, because I was working at home, so I would spend a couple of days stuck at home. He goes to work, come back, goes to work, come back, goes to work, come back. And then when it's time for me to go out, it's late. We go out, have dinner, we come back. And
Make
I
us
think this is
my
so boring. This is so boring. I need stimulation. You know, it's like, oh, why do you need stimulation? Da 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 da. So all of these things, they contribute to not being satisfied in the relationship. So, guys, we are still chilling with Madam, the biggest Madam in Africa, Ian263, and we are joined by George Keys. You can follow us at On the Floor with Zo Ahmed, which is the podcast being streamed. The podcast is called Girl Unfact. What's up, Ian? Are you still there?
You know what, right?
Yes.
This conversation, and it's so funny how men with money think money solves all the problems, and men
Right.
without money think dick solves all problems.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a weird conversation because yes, I want your dick, but yes, I want your money, but also I just want you and you alone. So I
As a
want to ask you
person.
guys a question. Would you
Right.
date a guy that you love so much, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sex is amazing.
Right.
He's present in the relationship, he
Mm-hmm.
tries by all means to make you happy. He doesn't cheat. He cook amazing food. He's everything that you ever dreamt of in a man, but
Right.
he doesn't have money.
I would 100%. But then, like now the question is, am I dating this person for fun, or am I seeing future with that person? And if the person is rightful, is respectful, he's loving, he's caring, he's these amazing dreams, right? It's easy for us to build finances. It's easy for us to look at options together. Where
Uh-huh.
do we want to be in the next 5 years? This is where we want to be. How then do we create income for us to reach there? Or, for example, maybe let's say he's not working. Where are the places he needs to find employment? Did he apply? All of these things. But at the same time, I don't think I'll be able to date someone who's that, and they are disrespectful. I cannot, but I can date someone who is
And
really
this works for me as well. And there is you trying to like wanting to work things with him, and
right.
then he betrays you, and you find out he's doing some other people on the side, and you're like, oh, I read with you being broken. This is what you're doing.
Hmm.
Girl, this scenario is something that
Mhm.
happened to me a few years
Right.
ago, right?
Right.
Girl, you remember that ex of mine that you used to know?
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
ex.
Which one, madam?
Yeah.
What? Oh, yes. Yes, I
Remember him,
remember.
right?
Mhm.
Exactly. So that guy, guys, he didn't work and I was fine. I had a good job. I would go to work every day. I would sometimes,
Mhm.
I would come home and clean and be domesticated and cook and clean and do everything. He would just be at home not doing anything. Sometimes he'd host friends. I didn't
Mm.
mind. I would
Right.
come home, I would buy him gifts. He would say to me, I'm craving this and I'll buy it on the way. I made sure that he was comfortable, right?
Right.
And then I found out one day in the middle of the night, I just woke up and I decided, let me actually go through his phone. And this is the thing, I don't touch a man's phone
Mhm.
unless my instincts say, go through this phone.
Right.
I open that phone and I'm like, let me see what's inside.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what I find? I find two people that were my close friends then
Mm-hmm.
that I would invite to my house all the time. Like, come
Right.
through, let's chill on the weekend, would chill the whole night. And I would ask my boyfriend to say, baby, can you accompany my friends? Because they lived close to my house. He would go for over an hour and come back, and we just,
Mm.
because also the guy, there was no sex in the relationship. The sex was minus zero.
You know.
There was no sex. The sex was shit,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Anyway, he would go be with those guys and come back and whatever and whatever. When I found that out, it was I opened his phone around 2:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I went through all the messages on his phone. I just typed sex, I typed love, I
What?
typed all those words on the phone, and I was question. And guess what, guys? Mina, I'm not normal. I'm a psycho sometimes. I woke him up. I put the clothes that he came with in his plastic bag, and I woke him up and told him to leave.
Say
That
bitch
very moment.
bye.
And I was
Gross.
sitting with people that act
To
that
the left, to the left.
exactly. I was like, go there.
Go where you
And
belong.
that poor boy came back again wanting to dribble me for the second time. I said, let me teach you another lesson for the rest of your life. You're never gonna mess with the big madam. I'm
Huh?
just an old child.
You are a
Guess
big
what I
mama.
did? I Ubered. I said to him, oh, I'm going to have this. I'm going out of town. Let's actually go for the weekend. He's like, oh, yes, I'd love to. We fix our ratio. I'm like, cool. I said
Mm.
from the end because I'm also in the Uber. He's like, cool. He Ubered. Did he not tell me that I'm at the gate and I changed my number?
Huh?
I need to pay for the ride. The ride was 1,700 and something rand. So it was
Wow.
3 to 4 hour drive. I don't know what happened to him. I don't even give a fuck about it. I was just like, girl, you fucked me once.
You don't give a fucker. Girl.
Right now, I want advice from you because like I got betrayed by this broke boy. I was like, you know what, let's start up a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because he wasn't working. I kept on asking him like, why don't you want to go out there and work?
Right.
His daddy had business or he could just, go in any shop of his dad's and, work there. He doesn't want to work. And he had some weird friend. I don't know. So because for me, I used to work and he would stay at home. And part of my business money that I would put on my mobile money, he used like to withdraw some of that money without me knowing. So time Richard, I want to get stuff from China. Um, I'm looking for the money. It's not there. And I asked the son, like the company, can you send me like a mini statement, just be like, what happened to the money? And all the time, the money has been withdrawn. It's him who has been having the fun.
Oh my
So
God.
call him up and I'm like, okay, wake up, wake up. What did you do with the money? And he's like, I don't understand. I'm like, my money, I've been putting my money on this mobile money thing and it's not there. And I know you've
Mm.
been moving money. So what did you do with it? And he's not telling me like, what he did with the money. I'm like, they should get out of my house. Leave. So
Wow.
he leave. I mean, he goes the day. And after a while, I used to have a lady who would come and clean the house. So in the house, I used to have two sets of TV, one set up and one in the box locked away. So I tried to leave the box with the lady who was cleaning the house, and we left the box empty. Like, what happened to my TV? This guy has been leaving the house. So I called him and I'm like, did you take my shit? And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why you're calling me. And I'm like, it's you who has been having keys to my house. It's you who I let into my house. It's you who what is it called? It's you who I invited over for like a month in my house. I didn't have anybody in there. So what happened to my shit? And that's how we broke it off. That I'm like, wow. So you try to settle for less for a broke boy and he steals from you. I was like,
Girl, you know what you need to do?
I'm never doing that shit
Um,
again.
go back to him and pretend you are back for the relationship and destroy
My
him to
boy.
the last. And make sure
Wow.
that when you are done with him, he will never, ever mess with anyone again. One thing
I
about
think
me, one thing about me, I will go back and fix things for all of you so that when he tries to come back for you, he remembers what I did to him. He will
yeah.
never do that again.
I was like, you know what, let me just let it go. I don't want to like,
Where
you
does
know.
this girl? Where does he stay? He stays in Canada.
Yeah, he's still back in Uganda, so there is no way of getting to him.
Ah, okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Zika. Guys, what's wrong with Ugandan men? I mean, you know what?
Now what's wrong with broke men? All broke men
I
are
have a friend dating a Ugandan, and
yeah.
she brought him to South Africa, and
Uh-huh.
they, you know how relationships are. And then when they got here, the guy started saying, "It's not like you're my type after all. I was doing you a favor." I'm like,
I'm not trying. Is it South Africa? What the? No, you know, from you and tell them to put you on a plane.
Right. Go back.
Huh?
No, I think that the issue, the problem is when dating all the time. If you date someone who's below you, when you provide them with these things, they'll see their waves, right? If they start seeing their worth, they're like, oh, this person is not of my worth now because you've given them these places, you've taken them to a fancy restaurant, you've bought them clothes. So automatically they'll start seeing people that they think in their mind is the rightful person, right? So I think ladies, let's not date down, right? And dating down can be harmful because when someone starts to being clean, they start not seeing us. They start not seeing our value. It's like I've seen girls who've been with the same guy since they had no money. Now the guy has money, and the guy treats girls like shit. You know, for me, yeah. If there's no love, then let's end it. If there's cheating, let's end it. Because the fact someone that will cheat on you means that they don't value you, right?
I
So
don't.
I think it leads us to another question. When, after how many days or after how many months can you say, I am in a relationship? Is it instant or 2 weeks or overnight sex? When is the right to shame? Ladies, I don't know if we need a manual.
I
Madam.
think I think it depends on the people and how
Mm,
you have started your relationship. Because
right.
sometimes, like, some people have love at first sight. You know, like they see each other
Mhm.
today, and tomorrow they're having sex. The following day, woo, we're married. You know,
Yes.
and by the time you know it, they've been together for like 5, 7 years. So I think it depends on the person that you are trying to date.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Madam, what do you
I
feel?
think with me, right, guys, with me, I don't. There's no manual in love, like around love with me.
Ah,
Right? Let me explain why.
yes.
Uh, so I'm currently. I hope this podcast. I hope these boys will never hear this podcast.
Yes.
I'm currently having fun with 2 guys,
Mhm.
in love with 3 guys,
Yes, ma'am.
and seeing 2 other guys. So I've got 7 people that I'm entertaining, right?
Yes.
So let
Oh,
me
your
explain
heart
how.
is too big,
So the two
honey.
guys that I'm having fun with, the sex is amazing. I keep going back for more, but I can never
Mhm.
date them. They're not my type,
Yes.
Yeah.
right? And then the 3 that I'm in love with,
Mhm.
the first one is someone who stays very close to me, right?
Mhm.
So I see him regularly. He calls me so many times. His number is even saved as Tando, man, to say love, you know?
Mhm.
He
Mm.
calls me, tells me all the sweet things, but he's bisexual. That's why we can never be exclusively together. But I know he loves me and I know I love him. The second
Right.
one, the second one I've dated for quite some time. I've known for quite some time. We've shared love together. We've become friends. And then we've explored a relationship. And it's a beautiful thing that we have.
Mhm.
And we're even considering moving in together.
Congratulations on your big move.
Ever.
And then the third one is just is someone that I used to fuck back in the day. The sex was so good. He moved to Dubai and then he's been trying to get with me for maybe a year now. And
Mhm.
the other day he called me and put me on the spot and was like, listen, you are either gonna date me or we are gonna stop communicating because I love you and I can't keep being friend zoned. And me being me, I'm the big madam. I just say to madam is big, so come through. honey.
I can handle. Wow.
Space for one more. But I really like these three guys. I think something could happen. And I mean, I thought of getting married to one of them.
Yeah.
And I mean, it is. And then the other two are guys that enjoy, that understand my vibe. They understand
Yes.
that for dinner dates. I like going to parks. I like going to the market. And
Mhm.
I love going for coffees and they
Right.
understand that vibe. So they offer me that. So I can never leave all of them. They all contribute to me being the madam,
Ah,
you know. They all
they make it
had.
in your
So now what I'm
identity.
saying,
Yes.
so now what I'm trying to say is you can never know when love comes. Sometimes you're
Mm,
just having fun, you're
Yeah.
just having sex, and then you fall in love and it becomes the biggest story of your life. And then
mm.
sometimes you are there thinking, oh my God, the love of my life, and they're just trying to have sex. And the next thing, you are having a heartbreak because you failed to control the feelings or emotions.
Great.
Yeah.
So, Madam, what she's saying is we should tone down the expectation and leave, right?
Exactly. Just
The thing
enjoy the
is,
ride.
you don't have to have expectations because that is what brings disappointment.
Mm,
You just have to go with the flow. Just let things flow.
right.
You still like, was it Sunday? That's
Mhm.
when we had it in Toronto. I met this guy
Right.
just for a brief second, and oh, he was all smitten. So the following day that I was back in Ottawa, my friends had called him to go meet him to talk about work, and
Right.
them like, do you mind you guys inviting Divina? Because they call me Divina. Do you mind inviting Divina to join us? And the girls called me and they're like, we're going to meet this guy, and he requested, if we could invite you, and you are okay, you joining us. So do you mind coming? And I'm like, sure.
Right.
So I go meet the guy, and the whole conversation is him trying to have relationships with people, but it's not working out. He's talking about his boundaries, and he's talking
Mhm.
about how he's like so possessive and jealous, and how he loves sex,
Mm,
but he wants to be in a relationship, and he wants, if he's with someone,
mm,
this someone doesn't expect him to change for them. And I'm like, of course, people don't like. I'm not expecting you to change for me, but you should be able to bend some things that I'm not really comfortable with.
mm.
Well, he kept on trying to say like he wants to be in a relationship with me, but girl, you saw me on Sunday for a brief second. Again, you see me on Tuesday for again a brief second. Then by Friday, you're asking for sex, and then you say you want a relationship. How does that work? Like,
I
Don't give a tell you.
no. He must give you money. He must give you money. It touches the bulb.
wait, I was also willing to like date him because of that. But he works for the government.
Right.
Actually, me for shopping, and nigga was swiping a black card, and I'm like, huh?
How did it? Wow.
Quality over quantity, right?
That's on period. But I think he is rushing into making big decision. For me, I think you should be able to have time to enjoy each other, get to know each
And
other, and yeah, and see where it takes you. Maybe you are not even compatible. Maybe you don't even like each other that way. But sometimes people they get excited within the moment. That's why people they ask relationship instant, and then later they regret. Oh my god, I am not even attracted to this person.
no,
So
for me, I read the situation as because like the first day I met him, He's taking me for shopping. He's putting the black card showing. I think
Yeah.
he wanted to show me that he's having that black card. And he's taking me to all his two condos, like showing me around. And I'm like, why are you flashing all these things? I think because I'm new in Canada, so you feel like I'm vulnerable. You can tell me what you boom, I'm just gonna have sex with you, and then you take off.
Oh, I like that because, they are people who come to you, they say they want a relationship, why they want sex.
Yes.
So, like Madame said, ask for money, baby. It's better he gives you money than being eaten for free. So, that's
And
all
also, you know what's annoying is the fact that he thinks because you are coming from your vulnerability, you're coming from Uganda, he's gonna show you money and fuck girl.
Yeah.
He thinks a gold digger dig for the gold.
That's on period.
Like such
Yeah.
Wait for if he's willing to give the gold. Men are stingy. Have you met?
girl, take him to a makeup store and let him revamp your makeup studio.
Yeah.
And you open the cake, you allow him to eat once, and then you are unavailable.
Guys, I am none of being unavailable, right? And the reason why is, sometimes, and for me, I'm very intentional, right? If I want to have sex with you, I can fuck you and disappear. But there are some men that their goal is to fuck you and disappear. So what you do is let them spend on you and just be a scarcity girl to find. Because once they eat you, they'll eat you that you were like, oh, can I call him back because he was so good, but he didn't give you the money? So Madame knows best. Madame, what do you have for us?
Everything. Don't get fucked for free.
Like,
Yeah. To get for free. And the thing is, if I'm not even really physically attracted to you, I need to get money out of this thing.
right.
You understand?
I'm gonna give you my goodies to get money.
Right.
You know what you need to do to boys that think they're the ish, right? After the sex and they're gone, send them some money and just say, oh, here's I would give them 100 rand and say, sorry, I forgot to give you money for Uber, and then block them. And then when they start saying, hey, money, you're like, no, that was payment for what you did last night. I'm paying you what you're worth.
Right.
I'm giving you what you're worth, honey.
No, but I don't do that. I don't waste my resources that much. But I think I don't. I'm coming from Africa. Yanda. I didn't come to Africa. Yo. No.
No, men think, one thing about men think that after having us, they've used us.
Yes.
We
also,
We've used them. Right? Guys.
the guy thinking he's the one using you, but initially you're the one using him.
Yeah. I think
that's why
men.
I chase them out early in the morning. When they say, why are you telling me to leave at 5? I'm like, gotta get house, my love.
Yeah, I gotta go to work.
Your stay is welcome. Bye. That's in period. Guys, we are getting fun.
Coming now.
Yeah. So, guys, we are getting fun here on Girl Unpacked. It's the podcast where we're talking all things life, all things sex, all things wellness and money. We are the It Girls who love money, who love sex, who love wellness. Today and ever, this podcast is hosted by Iyanda263. She goes by the name of Big Madame. You can follow her on Instagram at Iyanda263. And of course, we have the darling, the Ugandan Canadian darling. She has struggles with men just like I do, but we are navigating love abroad and learning new ways to fall in love and making money. Who knows? It's Sex in the City. Huh?
I can't deal with it. And sometimes being pretty, it's a cost because first off, you're gonna bring all cockroaches thinking they can even get down with you.
But I think men, what I've seen about men who are just attracted to beauty, they just want sex. if men is really into you, they're into you regardless of how you look. But if men, they say, I saw you, I was like, oh, I'm melting. They just want to fuck you. And those are fuck boys, who are chasing for beautiful people. That's it. And after they're done with you, you don't see them no more.
You can't, honey. They disappeared.
Yes. Madam,
You
what
know
do you
one
have?
thing about me, right? I
Mhm.
remember, and so you know my struggles. I remember I never used to meet guys that wanted me for the longest. I used to think I'm the ugliest person alive because guys never were attracted to me. Until one time, this one guy then said to me, boys don't come to you because you're too strong. You've got this aura that says, don't come here and waste my time. You're
Yeah.
here, know your story, you know? So
Yeah.
and then it took me so much time to understand that, listen, I have the power now to then decide who is coming in or who is not coming clean. And until today, I will tell you one thing for free.
Yeah.
Every guy that I've had sex with, it was on my terms.
And on your
My,
power?
my
Very-
Yeah.
if we are
Good thing.
if we are having sex, you do something that I don't like, I have the power to tell you to stop and get dressed and leave.
Right. Oh my
Because
God.
it's on my terms.
I love that.
So
I
one
love
thing that
that.
we need to all have is that power. Don't allow men to walk over you and just no, 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 no. And at the end of the day, we must always know men are not the prize.
You are the prize.
Exactly.
Same
Men
thing
are
I
not
told
the
you. I
prize.
want you pride. And men love girls they can manipulate. And we are not one of those girls.
And
No,
that
I think you know what.
and saying, oh, we are having men struggles, men struggles. It's
Mm.
because we are refusing to be manipulated. We don't want to experience some shit. We know our worth. We know where we want to go. We know who we
Yes,
are. And we are not going to settle for anything that's less than that. So if it's nothing less than fair, then it's not for us.
that's on period, man. That's on period. I think so. Yesterday, I've gone away for 3 days camping, and we had this session of meditation and letting go. What I've seen is, sometimes we compromise ourselves to meet these people. But if people, you meet them in compromise, people, they'll walk on you. Someone will bring you bad behavior because you are giving desperate energy, you just accept. So what Madame's saying is absolutely correct. We are the prize and we work on our terms. If someone doesn't reach our terms, then that's it. Bye, boy. Bye.
Don't even
Yeah,
it, guys. Like
not
don't.
cycling. Never.
You should always say to boys who you used to date back in the day. Back when we were dating, you were my cup of tea, but now we've moved to champagne. You know.
Yes, now you're a fan, baby.
Now we drink champagne. That's why we can never come back.
Yes, that's on period. This is so fun. I am enjoying these conversations. We are tuning in. George, what do you have for us?
Well, I wanted to ask you guys, like, what is the relationship you have with sex? Because, like, I, for one, I love sex. I won't deny it. I love sex. But I think I love it in mind. When I'm in bed alone and thinking about doing things to me. But when sex comes to me, and then I feel like I don't want it anymore. I don't know if that happened to you. Or however much like the guy I plan to meet up with, they're hot, like, oh, I've been wanting to have sex with them. But when we're like, okay, let's do it, then I don't want it anymore. And I've been
I
having the conversations with like the girl upstairs, and they're like, "Oh, you must be so weird." Like, I mean, who doesn't love?
no, I don't think you are weird. This thing happens to me. When since I moved in the United States, I have so much that is going on. I'm putting my life, I'm settling in. Mm, Emotionally, I cannot be enjoy sex like I used to. So I think it's about the mindset. Like some people, they need time to fix their deal, or they need, to deal with that. It has to be in order so that I can
Yeah.
give someone, right? And what happens is I have had sex with incredible people, but soon after having sex and I'm not interested in them, it's because I was not looking for a long term, or I had so much baggage that I was carrying at the time. So, which is why it's important if you're in a phase of self development, or you're in a transitioning phase or change, right? Or you're in a breakup, to give yourself time, figure out who you are, what you want in life, and then you can give yourself to somebody. Because I feel sex, it shouldn't be, I think sex should be an enjoyment, right? You know, back home, Yanda, you might know that this term, like this phrase that, for example, if we see girls flourishing, we just know that they're having good sex. You see them nourished. It's like, oh, this girl should bring back, right?
Yeah.
But then you cannot be nourished when your mind is somewhere else. So for me, I think sex is wellness. If your mind is ready, then you enjoy sex. It's like, for example, having sex with someone who's telling you, oh, you are too masculine, or you don't have breasts like other trans bodies. Already in your mind, you don't enjoy sex. Now you start thinking about those women, right?
And you said
So,
that person give you a thing now.
guys, I'm like, oh, it's so crazy. So, sister, you are not crazy. Give yourself time to fix your shit. I think it's better. I don't it's
You don't enjoy sex because the guys that are coming to you are coming to fuck. You need to
yeah,
find someone who's going to make love to you, make you understand concepts of sex and love and all that. You know, I go through those phases also where I don't want to have sex for the longest time until I'm like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? I'm gonna be a virgin. I can't believe everything was doing it so nice. But you know what? Enjoy life. Like, think of it as someone who is trying to fall in love with themselves again, you know? Don't rush the process. Sex is beautiful, but it's not the prize, you know?
Sure,
Our biggest
sure.
problem is as the community we've idolized sex so much that if you are not having sex, or if the dick is not big enough, or if your ass is not big or whatever, you are not attractive enough. And that is the problem. Enjoy yourself so much to a point where when the next person comes in,
They're able to enjoy
whatever they
you.
say, whatever negative thing they say to you, it goes through the left ear, through the right ear. You don't even care what they said. You're just like, ah, boy, bye. You know?
But I'll tell you, Ianda, when I moved, I think it's geographical context, right? Here, most of the people in are so negative. People they have so much issues, and people they don't have time to focus on their wellness. So it's really hard to find someone who is in that stage, you know, of just breathing in, breathing out. I'll tell you one thing. People back home, they know how to breathe in and breathe out. That's why even, you know, people when they have fun, you just have quality fun. You know that sex is fun, everything is just good, and the dick is dicking, you know. The size is just good, you know, it hits the spot. But here there are so many complications. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I think also, you know, with I've seen it with South Africa. You know, in South Africa, especially in the gay scene, right?
Mm,
If you want to navigate the LGBTI scene, especially as a trans identifying person or a
mm.
gay man, right? There's classism. There's so much classism. Where you
Yes,
come from matters so much. It's not about where you're going, it's about where you come from, you know?
sure.
It's about who you hang out with. It's about who your friends are. It's about where you even live. You can't live in like in a very um high density area and you expect people to take you serious in the gay scene.
No.
No, they don't. It's also about what you drink. So there's so much superficial people around to a
Mm,
point where if you're not if you're not cautious enough, you end up becoming part of them. You know, you end up being consumed by the lifestyle. You buy Gucci with the last money that you have, and then you go home and you sleep on an empty stomach just because you wanted people to think you can afford it. You drink champagne in a restaurant only to go home to eat noodles because that's all you can afford. You
You
know,
know?
you
but
have
the
bread
question,
in the fridge for 2 weeks, but because you wanted people to see you drinking that bottle of champagne, that's what it
mm,
is. So it comes back to the dating scene. You date
mm,
people that act like they have everything, they have their shit together, when they
Mm.
don't have their shit together at all. They're drowning in debt, they're this and they're that. So, I mean, before you even open yourself up to enjoying the dating scene in Canada or the sex or whatever, first enjoy yourself, enjoy your company. I've
Invest
myself.
yourself.
I've had the pleasure of being by myself, live alone, enjoy myself to a point where now, when a boyfriend wants to come into my space, I know exactly who I am. When they come here and they try to bullshit me, I know when to say fuck off,
Yeah, because
because
you're not
I
begging
have
for shit.
understood myself. I know who I am and what I am. I'm not
Mm.
taking bullshit from anyone. I'm just on some, listen, fuck off. Get the fuck out of this door. I'm better on my own. You know?
Bah,
But also that's the
Like going
problem.
out in the
Once you
bullshit.
understand, once you
Mhm.
understand and you enjoy being by yourself, it becomes so awkward and so hard for you to open the door for other people.
True. Ianda, you've said it very, very meaningful. I think, what George say is what all of most of the people experience. You coming from Africa, you're here, you are vulnerable. And men, they use that for sexual advantage. At the same time, we talk about socialism or classism. It is important for us as women, not as just gay, for example, but as women to build our own finances. What I've seen is if you are financial successful, you are so comfortable, you are so confident, you are a boss lady, man. You have that thing, you you know that you don't take nonsense. But if you've got nothing, some people, that's why they settle for this because they can't even negotiate their worth because their worth is in those men who are fucking them and leaving them.
Exactly.
So what Ian is just saying is concretize the point. Guys, we are still cheating apple on girl. In fact, we are talking all things that matters to us as young people and women who are building ourselves. This year is the year of leveraging on our experiences and creating a meaningful future for ourselves. We can have so by starting conversation. You can follow us at Ianda263. That's the big madam. And you can follow George Keezy, which is spelled JORGE Keys. You know what's up, baby. It's me, So Ahmed. You can follow me on Instagram and So Ahmed. And you can follow us on the floor with So Ahmed, which is the main podcast account we use. We're still talking about sex and wellness, of course, money. Let's talk about the summer drink. What are you drinking this season, George?
Margarita, girl. That margarita get me. Oh,
Right.
I swear that drink.
Uh-huh.
Who invented margarita?
I don't know. Maybe it's Mexican.
I,
Leander, what are you
Well,
drinking?
thinking about listening to you guys hyping margarita and
Mm-hmm.
thinking about how I'm really trying to quit alcohol.
Uh-huh.
So funny. Like I really wish I want to quit alcohol so bad. And nowadays I order water in a restaurant. I
Ah,
usually order 1 liter water and I drink water. So
what? Why? Is it because you are in the journey of wellness?
I think I'm at a point where I'm feeding my focus,
Yes, man.
You know how
Feed your focus and stop your
Stop
distraction.
distraction. So alcohol is a distraction for me. Guys, all the
Mm,
bad decisions I've made and taken when I was drunk. So now
mm.
I'm trying to focus and say, listen, girl, let's go for the prize. The prize is not there, man. The prize is there.
That's just beyond.
And I'm also at a point where it's all my struggles with my transition for the longest time. I
Mm.
keep going in and out. I think alcohol also contributes to me waking up and thinking, I don't want to do this anymore, or let's go, it's a lot. So I'm trying to really quit smoking, weed, cigarette, no more drinking. I'm trying to live on a clean girl aesthetic. So that's
Mhm.
what
We wish you the
because
best in the journey of wellness.
The thing
And
about
summer is water, my
like
darling.
for me, I don't see it as a necessity in life. If it's there, use it. fine with it. If it's not there, it's not there. Don't even go out of your way to just go and buy it just because, oh, I want to take alcohol.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
And also, so maybe to answer the question, my summer drink would be the House of BNG, no alcohol.
Summer did not already. Yeah. The house of
We-
beer.
that-
That's good. I think for me, my summer drink will be champagne. I do like champagne, but I drink it once in a while. But on a here and there, I drink Corona. And because I like it, I drink um one beer. That's it. So I try to maximize on my alcohol intake. And like I've been in a journey of eating well, eating light, eating prepped meals, stopping, like because when I came here, I gained weight at some point up until my belly was hanging, and I was like, hey, I started stuffing. I started stuffing the distraction. I started stuffing. I'm like, how about dresses need to dress, man? One thing, because you receive this amazing dress, and at some point, that's when I was like, hi, the body is not bodying anymore. That's when I was like, okay, let's stuff the distraction. And then I
You
started
aren't
taking,
getting from a body at all.
hi there. And now the body is Gojina. It's Gojina. You guys, it's been amazing chilling and time. So before we go, we're going to play this and that. We will just pop in questions that so that the people that are listening, they get to know us a little bit better. Either at a personal and an individual. So we can ask each other questions so that the listeners, they can get to know each other. They can get to know us better. English is running away. Yay. Take me back to Africa. Yo.
Not a-
Man. Back home we say English is not my mother.
Exactly, my
Thank you.
That's my name is Gizimari. So George, you can start by popping us a question.
I think I should go for it. Give me a question.
Okay. So I will drop it to Madam. Madam, what is your biggest fear?
I think my biggest fear is getting old and not being married and not finding love and having a family.
Mm.
That is one thing I'm scared of. I want 7 kids, a husband, for home, and comfortable life.
Wow.
So, my question to you, George, would be, um, what's your biggest career highlight?
My biggest career highlight is when I have hmm, what is a pilot? Sorry. The English is running.
No? Take your language.
My biggest career highlight is just having a pilot out there and having people enjoying it. Because like the way I'm like paving my career is like because I wanna work in the movie industry as a makeup artist. So Pat
Yes,
McGrath, right? Do you guys know Pat McGrath?
You know
No.
who?
Pat McGrath.
No.
Yes, yes.
I
she's
do
a
not.
It's like oh my gosh, she's worshipped with from Europe everywhere. She's worshipped everywhere. She's done like the most creative makeup looks on the red carpet, on runway shows. So she has like her separate makeup like brand, and she sells products. So I'm also like aspiring to do something like that. Like people praising me for like, my craft, but I also have like talent that people buy and enjoy and play with. So
Right.
From
Wow.
your mouth to God's ears, my love.
It is done.
thank you.
Yeah. That's
Okay,
good.
so what is your aspiration? You going to America, living in your country, what was your aspiration?
For me, when I left, been such a long story around my immigration status in America. But now that I'm in America, my dreams and my hope is I aspire to enrich life through media and television. That's my biggest dream, and that's what I'm praying for. So I'm putting out to the universe. So I just
That's what they need to hire you.
yeah, it's-
Wow.
We need the
Ooh.
Kardashians to call you, George, to say hello. I'm an artist.
yes.
Or E to say hi, ma'am. So come through. We have a show for you. You know.
Thank you. And for you, and we wish you find someone who'll bring you family, someone who'll touch you in places you've never been touched before. And
You know. And also, my worst fear, guys, is dying broke. I work so hard.
that. Oh my god.
not is dying broke. We are living generational
I
wealth.
work hard.
Thank you.
Mhm.
No,
I should have reached my assessment now.
Wow.
And say no to doing the minimum wage job.
Yeah.
Girl, we need to, we need to quit those stupid things. We need to start moving with side hustles. And
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, guys, we've come to the end of the podcast. It's been nothing but a pleasure chilling here. I hope you enjoyed our experiences as much as we were learning from each other through sharing lived realities and being vulnerable to one another. The questions that we are leaving you today is dating, um, as dating experiences matter based on your geographical location, social status, or dig size? Does it matter? It's wild, right? We've tried to answer some of these questions and we are navigating our sex life in the city. We've made the 1 hour, 16 minutes, which is our glory hour. That's minimum standard we are offering on our sexual activities. Hope you enjoy chilling with us. And for me, bye, ladies.
Bye, girl.
bye. And don't forget to join the conversation.
Bye. Well,
Yeah.
bye. We'll see you on the next episode.
Yeah.